So the markets have been panicking today, which means that there's opportunities that present themselves, especially at market open. And that's exactly what we saw today in StockMate in our live session we have each morning. Couple positions that we have taken. We have this SPXS position that we just took in the Fed meeting when we had our live session earlier today. It's just $1,000 investment. It's up about $76 profit. When we look at SOXL or SOXS, I should say, that's another one that we are trading today. So SPXS, which is the 3x inverse of the market, is up 18%. The other one that's up is SOXS. So if you search it, SOXS. This is the semiconductor bear. It's up 25%, and it looks pretty similar. It shows just $3 profit because we closed out that position, but we had an entry price of $42 a share. And from there, before we sold, it surged. And it's about a 9% swing from our entry. So how do we know to trade this side of things? Well, what we know is that the Fed had a meeting earlier today, and they're outlining some more economic uncertainty. If you take a look at general stock market crash today, yesterday was basically one of the biggest dips since 2020, and the market's plunged. And today, S&P is down about 6%. The Dow is down about 2,200. And this is the tariffs. These are what we're seeing. And there's a couple videos that have come out. You can see this video issued by President Trump here that was showing how the markets were taking a nosedive. And there are some accusations that say Trump shares video about how he is purposely crashing the stock market. Several close allies of the president and ex-officials told Rolling Stone they were at a loss of words when they were asked about the video. So, there's those things. But when you look at the overall markets, whether it was, fully intentional and that he even has that type of know-how to literally crash the markets, or that it has the ability to be solely impacted from tariffs, which it does seem like that's the case. There's also fears of inflation as well. But nevertheless, when you look at SPY, we click at SPY here, and you look at the recent sell-off, it looks similar to what happened here in 2020. I mean, they said one of the biggest dips was in 2020, and that was the recent dip. That was the biggest compared to yesterday. And if you look at that, it looks like this. It's about, let's see, a 20%. See what the correction was. No, about 34% from peak to bottom there. So about 34%. That happened over the course of a month. And then we could see this recent correction here is about a 17% correction over the course of about a month and a half as well. So is it going to continue down? Well, previous resistance is down here at about $469 for SPY, and it is up quite a bit. One thing to consider is that just because we see this dip down and it might look like you have a recovery opportunity, while the market is going to most likely recover from this at some point, there's no indication that it's going to recover just yet. In fact, it has a greater chance of continuing in the direction that it's going than reversing. So as you can see, it broke below that 200-day moving average, and also with that moving average break, we're now into bear territory. Not only bear territory, but some economic indicators that we're looking at maybe outlooking a recession. Now, Bitcoin is still up about 1%, and it's still holding this uptrend, hovering around the 200-day moving average. What would be really interesting is if while the market goes down, Bitcoin still continues to go up. That would be tremendous. I mean, that would see a lot of correlation, most likely, to gold. The market continues to sell off, gold prices most likely will continue up, and Bitcoin prices, if they continue as well during that type of move with the market, that would just be more indication that Bitcoin has some potential. Now, guys, if you're just getting into the markets and you're just learning about when these opportunities come along, I could tell you a couple years ago, it was actually that 2020 crash where I was shorting the market, and in SPXS, I held out too long. What does that mean? Well, we're looking at SPXS today. This is a trade that we're in just on a small position of about $1,000 today. and it's up about $76 on this profit in the past hour or so. Now, one thing to consider is last time when this happened in 2020, and I ended up shorting the market by buying SPXS. It was a similar pattern to this, and just in a matter of days, the market fully recovered, and I ended up having some stop losses get hit. This was 2020, and playing that move actually cost me. So if you're going to be playing these 3x, especially taking advantage of some of the downswings, it's important to, if you're a beginner, have extra patience. Now, if you're an experienced investor, by all means, this is one of the best times to trade direction on the markets with inverses, puts, or things like that. So if you are interested in trading in this way, we like to learn how to do technical, fundamental, as well as financial analysis, and do it in a way that we can profit in both up and down markets, investing in AI, space stocks, quantum computing, as well as big tech. If that is you, I would encourage you, check out that second link in the description. We have Stockmate there. We just went live this morning and we got to catch this move this morning. We called out SOXS, which continued up another 8% or 9% from where we entered. So those are the types of moves that we're taking advantage of. And I believe there'll be more opportunities at market open tomorrow morning. If you want to be there, again, it's that second link in the description to watch me trade live. Thank you guys so much for watching. If I earned your thumbs up, hit that like button. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.